let's make some birria. Birria. I made a couple months ago a birria grilled cheese, or melt, whatever you want to call it. We're just gonna make it as close to traditional as I can think of. The only big difference is today I'm using beef and I'm not using goat. So I'm just gonna season this up. Normally I just use salt, pepper, garlic, but today I'm using my mesquite peppercorn lager rub. But it's basically salt, pepper, garlic with some smoke and a little bit of heat. I'm gonna add some oil and season them up really heavily. Last but not least, I'm white. I'm gonna really try to roll my R's for birria. Please be kind. Birria. So I'm gonna sear these guys off just to get like a nice, good little crust on the outside. So I'm trying to sear off the fat cap first, which is opposite of the bone. So that's why I'm gonna sear them off bone side down first. Traditionally, we sear off inside of the actual skillet that we're cooking in, but because I'm cooking outside, I thought I might as well just grill them. Get a little char, a little smoky flavor on it, and then we'll add them into the Dutch oven that we braise it in. So my definition I'm looking for on a good crust is that the brown color right here, that's gonna tell me that we got a decent little crust going on. We're gonna pull these off, and then I'm gonna add on my big skillet so we can start doing some of the braising and the chili sauce. First, we're gonna add in some onions, chopped tomatoes, some garlic, some oregano, cumin, salt, pepper, garlic, some ancho, guajillo, and chile de arbol chilies. And then I actually de-seeded them. Do what you like. If you really want it spicy, it'll be spicy. And we're just gonna mix this all together and let it saute and soften. All right, I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, and that's gonna help hydrate everything. We're just gonna let it simmer for a little bit more. All right, so everything's softened and it's melded together really well. So I'm gonna pull this off and add it into my blender, and then we're gonna pour this back in and start braising the beef ribs. I want it completely smooth. That's incredible. Even with taking a lot of the seeds out, it's still a little spicy. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt, pepper, garlic. Let's add the chili sauce in. I'm gonna add beef broth into here, and then more beef broth, some cinnamon and bay leaves, and then we have our beef. So this is gonna take about 4 to 5 hours to cook. We're gonna let this braise over some lower heat, but I definitely recommend adding a lid. We wanna keep as much of the moisture as possible, so if we leave the lid off, it's gonna reduce, but if we keep the lid on, it's not gonna reduce as much. So, let's let this braise for a couple hours. I'm gonna throw it in the fridge overnight, and I'm gonna see you in the morning. So, yesterday, we made the birria, and so when I woke up this morning, I actually peeled off a lot of the fat on the top, and then we're heating it up on the grill. Look at that. It's looking good, heated up for maybe about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna pull this guy off. I have my strainer, and then I have a bowl, and we're gonna strain out the beef from the consommé. It's gonna be really hot, so just be very careful. So remember, we added some bay leaves and some cinnamon sticks. So I'm gonna pull those out. I'm gonna take out all the bones while I'm at it. Look at this, just off completely. Oh man. Honestly, it just smells like the word savory is the only thing that comes to my mind. I'm gonna shred this up. It's gonna be so juicy, juicy. Dude, this is incredible. Look at that. All right, now one thing that you'll see, these are, this is a tendon that really connects a lot of the meat to the bone. You can eat it if you want. I don't like to, but I make sure to leave it in when I'm shredding, and I try and find them all after. And so we had 6 of them, so I'm gonna make sure I get all 6. We got this all shredded up. I'm gonna set it to the side. So this is the dipping sauce that we're gonna dip our birria with. Let's start prepping our grilled cheese. I have some fresh shredded jack cheese, and then we have our beef. Okay, so I'm gonna make these 2 different ways. This is gonna be the traditional way, where I'm just gonna toast up this bread on just a hot skillet and get it nice and toasty. The next way, I'm gonna take some of the fat from the birria and get it onto the bread, and then we'll do a dip. So I'm just gonna let it toast for a couple of minutes until it's crispy golden brown. Got it nice and toasted. Flip that over. This guy is ready to go. All right, so I have a little bit of the fat out of the skillet, so I'm gonna drop that in. Add our guy in. I'm gonna add just a little bit more. Let's flip this guy over and see if we did okay. Yeah, not bad. Add just a little bit more and move our guy around a little bit to cook in that fat. It is currently 100 degrees outside here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is so dang hot. It also is real feel of like 107. I'm gonna jump in the pool after this. Good night. So you can kind of see how orange this has gotten compared to our more non-traditional one. This is just kind of like a classic grilled cheese or melt. So this is gonna be fun. So we have our consommé, some of our red onion and cilantro on top, our non-traditional, and a little bit more traditional. So let's slice these guys up and take a dip. Maybe a dip in the pool too. That might be the winner right there. It's just oozing out. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, that is incredible. So the sauce is a little thick. I probably need to add a little bit more beef broth next time. But overall, flavor is excellent. Let's taste them both. I like adding the fat. Yeah, adding the fat to the skillet is better. Man, the food is really good. The sauce is incredible. Honestly, it's a little spicy, but not too much. I think the jack cheese, especially if you get like a little tangy jack cheese, that's very good. The beef is tender. Like, man, it is hard to beat this. Go and check out this recipe. It's linked in the description. Go and try it out on your own. Tell me what you think. Tell me any changes that you'd love to see or what you changed to it. If it was too spicy, not spicy enough, I'd love to know. I'm open to suggestions, but go and hit that subscribe button and keep it so freaking delicious. Cheers. Holy crap, it's hot. All right, time for the pool.